Cool. So you have to check that out if you're in the States, and maybe you could have a Wiccan priest as president. And when we first got on the phone, you mentioned that you're having some construction work done on your house. So you're down in the basement, it's where it's quiet. So I guess it sounds like you're in the process of manifesting that house that you've been visualizing.
Well, actually, we pretty much found it, and we found it pretty quickly, because once I won, 20 days after I won, we found the house and we settled in 20 days.
Wow.
So it went very quickly. Our real estate agent sent us a listing of about 300 properties, and the third one we saw on the website, we just said, that's it. We went to look at it, and that was it. And we just went from there.
Oh, that's so fantastic. Even with unlimited amounts of money, I can imagine, I mean, to go from buying a house, moving in, being settled within 20 days, that's just so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's just how the universe works. And you just got to hold on and just ride it out.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to take a break in just a second here. Actually, I think we have about 5 minutes. So if you want to get on the air and ask Bunky a question, the number is 604-822-2487. That's 604-UBC-CITR. Bunky Bartlett is a Wiccan priest down in the States, and he won about a year ago. He won the Mega Millions jackpot. He was one of 4 winners, I believe. Is that right?
Correct.
Yes. So if you want to get on the air and ask him a question, he is on the line right now, whether it's about Wicca or about the lottery win, anything like that. The number again is 604-822-2487. Now, Bunky, I've been watching YouTube and all of the different interviews that you did after you won, and it's so fun to see you talking to all these different people. In one of the interviews, you mentioned that you hadn't been on a honeymoon with your wife yet, even though you've been married for about 20 years.
Correct.
So, and Stonehenge was mentioned. So did you go to Stonehenge, and how was that?
Actually, no, we didn't end up going to Stonehenge. We actually ended up going to Hawaii.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I actually had never been there, and it is one of the most soothing and most spiritual places you could actually go to.
That's beautiful. There's actually, I used to have a friend who lived on Maui, and there's a lot of, if you have the belief of aliens or anything like that, there's a lot of that kind of activity that goes on up there, and UFOs and things like that. Whether they're actually aliens or not, I don't know, but there's definitely a lot of supernatural activity in that area of the world.
Oh yeah, it's great. It had a great feeling. I was very surprised when we got there, and just the feeling of the land and the people and just the atmosphere when you get there, and how easy and slow-moving it is, and how you're able to just be and not have to worry about things.
That's so beautiful. How long did you stay there?
We actually were only there for a little over a week. Next time we go, I'm going to spend about 2 or 3.
Yeah. And are you still planning on going to Stonehenge?
We still plan on going over there. I'm just not quite sure when we're going to get there yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So do you mind if I ask I guess there's a lot going on. I mean, when I picture someone winning the lottery, it's just kind of like, oh, nothing but time, nothing but free time. But it sounds like you've been keeping yourself pretty busy. Oh, yeah, because one of the things that I had said when I asked the universe to let me win the lottery was that I would continue to teach. Mm-hmm. And my main focus would be that, and that's what I've been doing. I started teaching a one-on-one class. I teach workshops. I'm doing lectures. I'm doing exactly what I said I would do. Fantastic. Well, we're going to take a quick break for a public service announcement, and I want to talk more about your teaching and, of course, your lottery win as well. So I'm just going to put you on hold here, Bunky. You're listening to CITR 101.9 FM in Vancouver. This is Synchronicity, talk radio for your mind, body, and soul. I'm your host, Marie, and if you want to get on the air and ask Bunky Bartlett a question, he is the Wiccan priest who won a huge Mega Millions jackpot down in the States about a year ago. The number is 604-822-2487. That's 604-UBC-CITR, and we'll be back in just a second. CITR 101.9 FM. This is Synchronicity, and we're back with Bunky. Hi, Bunky. You still there?
Yep, still here.
Great. So I want to talk about on the news on YouTube, and if you're at home listening to CITR.ca, you can cruise YouTube or Google, just Google Bunky Bartlett, Bunky, and there's lots of clips that come up. And I know the media was kind of putting a spin on it as you were planning to open a real-life Hogwarts. So how's that going?
The AP press thing, that man so messed up that it was unbelievable. And he also, which was really funny because after the interview was supposedly over, some friends of mine and I were sitting in the coffee shop, and he was doing some B footage and some background stuff, but he was actually filming us and listening to some of our conversations. And so we were just conversating about different stuff, and he started to piece things together that didn't make any sense at all, and that's the majority of what made it onto the AP press.
Oh, I can imagine that must have been a little bit annoying.
I understand the press, and that's how they work, and that's cool.
So you mentioned that you're doing lectures and teaching a 101 class. Now, do you actually have a physical school, or where are you teaching now?
Right now I'm teaching out of the New Age gift shop that I invested in, Mystical Voyage.
And do they have a website?
Yes, it's www.mystical, spelled MYSTICKAL, voyage.com.
Great. And so, sorry, go on. I interrupted you. You're teaching there?
Yeah, most of my workshops and classes are held there. I'm actually teaching next Friday, I'm teaching a class on spiritual alchemy, which is a 6-part class. So it goes for 6 weeks straight.
That sounds really interesting. Can you explain a little bit about what spiritual alchemy is? Oh, actually, it looks like there's a phone call coming in. So if I lose you, I'm going to call you right back, but hopefully this will work. Okay. CITR, you're on the air.
Oh, hello, miss. I'd like to ask him if he can recall back at the time if he had things like the pencil wrapped in mint to bring luck and money, or like the slip of paper in honey. Does he live like with those things around all the time?
Bunky, were you able to hear that question?
Yes, I did. Actually, not so much. I mean, there were times when, because I've been doing this for 20-plus years, I hate to admit that, but because that shows my age. But in the very beginning, when I first started getting into Wicca and witchcraft and that kind of stuff, I did the green candle for money. I did, putting a dollar bill in a box with different crystals and that kind of stuff. So I did do all of those things back, when I first started out. Now, is that what manifested it and it took over 20 years to happen? That's a possibility, because I can't really pinpoint what one thing did I really do that made this happen. What I usually say is that 20 years of gaining wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is what probably caused the manifestation that occurred.
Yes, I see. What about things like the fat Buddha sitting around? You have one of those, or an elephant with its trunk raised like an idol?
No, actually, I never had any of those.
How about, there was one more thing I wanted to ask. Talisman, would you wear a talisman?
The only jewelry that I ever really wore was a pentagram.
Yeah, star for power, right?
Correct.
Bit of strength. Okay, well, thank you very much. I'm actually driving and talking, so I really need to put the phone down.
Keep your eye on the road then. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.